Right then, tubers, welcome back to part 2 of this ct90 1969. Freezing cold morning, but we've got to push on with it. We're doing the back wheel today. We're going to put that tyre back on so it's mobile, and I've got 2 more ct90 engines, both of them seized, so I've just propped them up, put a plug in them, filled them up with diesel. We'll leave them to soak. We're hoping if we need any parts, we'll be able to rob them from these two. These have been standing forever as well. This was the chain off this one, and as you can see, it's solid. I had a right game getting that out. I had to take it with the engine. You can see where it was round the sprocket. I had to cut the chain and mess with it, but it's just like, I can't even move it. Anyway, that's what we're up to today. Get this tube in, and then we've got the bike mobile. Okay, tyres on. Using a bit of tyre soap really makes it a lot easier. But while I've got that out, what I want to do is this brake pedal is seized up, so it all runs through the stand. So I've jacked the back end up. I have to undo this lot here and then draw this out, and I'll show you then why it's seized up. But while I've got the wheel out, might as well get on with that. Right, we stripped it all off. We've got the brake pedal working now. It took me about 3 hours because everything was seized. I didn't bother filming it because it's just me lying on the floor. It's back together now. Tom's just show them. Used a zip tie to pull the springs back on for the stand, because that can be a real pain up the arse, these. But anyway, that's all free now. This here runs all the way through the stand, and that's where it was seized, but I couldn't get it completely out. I managed just to get it free up enough so I could work this, get the rust out of it. But what a pain, 3 hours lying on the cold floor. So that's near enough. I've ordered a new back brake cable because that was seized for about £8. It just wasn't worth messing with. Anyway, curiosity has got me with this other CT engine. I'm going to pull the head off it and have a look why it's seized. As I go through it, I'll keep bringing you back. Right, took the points cover off, and you have a 10mm nut here and washer. It's here somewhere. This one here. You undo that, then this, the advance and retard, is supposed to just pull straight up. Well, it wouldn't. As you can see, I filled it up with the old GT. Left it soaking, and it took me probably 20 minutes. But now I've got it off, and you can see why. All the crud there. So, and in there. Right, let me get this cover off next, and we'll be getting into it then. Okay, I broke the seal with the gasket, and this is what you've got behind there, the timing chain. So that's the next thing. I undo these, should be able to get that out, and I'll drop the head off. Well, let me see if I can get this off first. Well, I've removed the cam. I had to undo the valves completely off to get it out. It's out now. So basically all I've got now is these four to undo. I should be able to draw the head off, and we'll have a look what's going on in there, see how bad it is. Right, here we go. Right guys, I pulled the head off, and here's what I found. That's why it's seized. I did soak it in diesel yesterday, so that's why it's all wet in there. And the actual cylinder head and the valves look like that. Interesting. Not worried. But why is it when you see an American do one of these bikes, all they seem to do is clean the car, put some petrol in, they fire up? Why is it everything I buy from America like this? I don't know. Right then, let's have a bit of a poke. So, yeah, look at that. Ugh. Yeah, some gunge in there, isn't there? Right, let me have a bit of a clean up on this and see what it looks like then. Right then, I've had a bit of a clean up. I don't know if you can see that. It's already had a bore. It's 0.25 over. So it has been rebored in the past. Now I'm hoping, because where it's seized at the top, the actual barrel below it is going to be okay. The biggest thing is to get that piston free from there, which is always going to be a challenge. So far it's okay, as long as I can get it unfreed. I haven't touched that yet. We'll have a look at that in a bit. Yeah, like I say, you watch all these videos, people doing this stuff, and it's all so simple. It just seems like I buy the biggest heap of crap going. I can't do a lot with this one at the minute, that's why I'm playing with the other one. One, I'm waiting for a piston, so I can start doing that one. And twice I've ordered the gasket set for it, and twice they haven't got it. They're advertising they've got them. When you order them, they take your money, keep it for a week, then message you saying not in stock, although they've still got them 5 in stock, they reckon. Anyway, I've done as much as I can to that at the minute. The battery's come for it. Yeah, I'm just stuck for a little while. That's why I'm playing with that. Anyway, this is fun doing this one. Right, see if I can get it unseized. Right then, we've had a little play with it. I've had the gas blowing on it for a good while, and in the end, so that big hammer there, show him that hammer, Tom. Using that and that, we've actually achieved something. We've actually got the piston to move. And looking at that, the actual bore, can't see, from where below there is good, I think. What I'm going to do now is clean this up here, round there, and see if we can get the piston to go up and down now. But yeah, we've got it moved. Well, it looks a bit better. There you go. Let's get rid of that crud and see what happens then. See if we can just get it to go up and down. At least I can get the barrel off then. But then, I've cured my curiosity, and really I'm quite happy with that. Well, so it's a new barrel and piston, and I'll end up with a good engine. There's no play in the crank, nothing, so it's a matter of sourcing piston and barrel. Hopefully I can sort the head out, the valves and that. But it's getting cold in the garage now. You can see how cold it is. I pushed that one out this morning, and look, it's frosted up. That's how cold it is. I've done what jobs I want to do this morning, so I'm going to put it away and start again tomorrow. But maybe the head on that one will be alright, so we can always nick bits off that to put on that. Anyway, good fun, and we'll get back on this tomorrow. It's just a bit too cold today. So it's the next morning and it's still too cold to be in the garage. So what I've done, I'm going to be in trouble for this. I've come in the kitchen. I was lying in bed last night and I thought, what can I do to clean that up? So anyway, went in the garage this morning, just rooted around for some stuff, found this flap wheel. I thought, that'll do it. If I can get it in there, I'll try and clean that rust out the top of the barrel. So I ended up having to trim it down a little bit too, so it'd fit nice and snug. Got the cordless drill, sat at the kitchen table, and there we go. Cleaned all that rust off, but there is some real good pits in it. So I thought, well, guys in India, they'd just let that go and stick some rings in it. As you can see, there's some pits there. But looking, I fetched the other piston out the other bike and measured from there to here, the oil rings. I looked in there and it's very close whether you could get away with it. What do you reckon? We could get away with it just to see if it'll run. Just drop a set of new rings in it without boring it. Might be interesting. I know they would in India, they wouldn't give a hoot. So anyway, something to think about. I'm gonna have a play. I bought the head in as well. I'm gonna have a look, see if we can clean these valves up a little bit. And I think she's not going to be very happy with me. But hey ho, I'll just have to live with that. Just keep you lot happy. Right then, I'm going to have a play around with this head. As you can see, it's in a right mess. I'm going to clean it up and see how it looks then. But this valve looks like it's sitting out a bit. I won't be able to tell much until I've cleaned it up. Pull the valves out, see what the seats are like, see if there's a lot of rust in there or not. So I'm going to crack on with that and I'll show you once I've cleaned it up a bit. Well, back again. Well, I've cleaned that up. It looks loads better than what it did. If you remember the Honda XL 100 that we done, when we dropped the valves out of that, and what state that engine was in, and how we got it to come back, then we got a chance. Just got muscles to come down and crack them off, them three, so I can take the valves out. Well, they'll take the rockers off and I can get the valves out, and we'll have a look what's underneath there. So we'll undo these and get on with that for a minute, and I'll bring you back when I've done it. Well, I've stripped the valves, rockers and stuff out of it, and now there. That's not very clear, is it? I wonder if I've got grease on here. Just give me a second. Not any better? Maybe not. Well, that valve's stuck in there. It won't push down. So I'm going to get a little bit of a clunk in the end of a screwdriver, see if it'll break free. When I've done that, if it comes out, I'll show you what it's like behind there. Right, first look. Can't really see much. I've got it to move, but I need to get it all the way out. I've got to maybe use this just to tap it through. But it's pretty difficult trying to film you. At the same time. Right, let me just put you down a minute. Right then, tapped it out, and actually, not focus, that valve there, okay, it's covered in crap, but it might be okay, because it looks where it was shut, and all the crud is above it. I haven't wiped it yet, but in there, there's what's there. Now I'm hoping all that you can see here, all this was behind it, but I won't know. It seems pretty solid. Don't know till we clean it up, but we'll just push on, just keep trying, see what we can come up with. Right then, leave it with me a bit. Well, it isn't looking too promising, because that looks as rough as a bear's arse in there. But we have got another head anyway. But yeah, as you can see, nasty. And the valve looks very worn. But we'll just carry on playing around, see what happens. Yeah, I'm not too impressed with that. It's like the water got in there and sat there for a lot of years. Oh well, carry on. Right then, I took the exhaust valve out, and that don't look too bad. As you can see, you can still see it's shiny all the way around, so that was seated. Dirty, and it looks okay in there. Don't look too bad compared to the other side, as you can see all the pits. So what do? I'm gonna have to look into this, see what I can get away with. But we're getting there. At least we've stripped it, cured my curiosity. I'm gonna clean this up a bit now. So I'm gonna end this video now. Thanks to the new subscribers. Please leave a comment if you think I'm totally mad doing what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm down, I'm gone. Till the next one.